world of coaching evolving and the carousel always changing, we're going to sit down with some coaches and we're going to figure out what they coach, how they coach, and most importantly, why they got into this profession. My name is Kason and I am your host of the Coaches Why podcast.
That's a great question.
That was my Coaches Why.
Welcome back to another Coaches Why podcast. Today's a little bit of a different episode. It's a little bit of a bittersweet one, man, to be honest with you. Because if you guys listened to the last episode, you guys would have heard that, you heard me taking a job opportunity in North Carolina. That actually didn't work out, to be honest with you guys. That one actually fell through. That school shut their doors down, so that was no longer a thing, basically. And so, after that time shut down, the next week, 2 weeks, I was really contemplating, do I really want to go to college and try to coach, or do I want to just stick around here? And I had a pretty decent job, right, of what I was doing professionally. And, obviously this last year, with Aztec, we won a state title. You can see this here, our medal here. We haven't got rings yet, but, we got a chance to win a state title this year. And really, we're probably in position, as long as things go correct, really could probably be in position again to win this year and possibly a three-peat, depending on how things go the next few years. So, just realistically speaking, it was really hard for me to make that decision. But I did end up finding a new home. And that home is what you see here. CASC, Carl Albert State Wrestling, be the women's coach there, and super excited for the opportunity, right? And I know, the way that hopefully my tone doesn't sound bad right now, because it's not, right? I'm very, very excited. I'm super blessed. I'm super thankful for them and them thinking and them believing in my vision and how I spoke and everything that came with it, right? I have a lot of things to do, personally, in the gym, but also with the move and things like that. And so it's amazing. I'm very thankful and blessed and thankful that the Lord gave me this opportunity to do it. But at the same time, here's the part that I was mentioning that's bittersweet. The bitter part is this is the last episode from this place, from my house. I decided to do one more solo episode to kind of let everybody know what's going on. So obviously, yes, I'm very thankful. I did take a collegiate job opportunity, and very thankful. But this is my last time in my house, not only doing a podcast, but also, I'll be back obviously periodically. So I guess I can't say forever, but for this particular setup, how you see here, what you've seen the last 10, 15, X amount of episodes. I don't even know how many episodes we've done here, but really, I think we've done about 30 episodes roughly this season, and very thankful for 30 plus so far. Really, I think we're live. I think we're about 50 now. So actually closer to 40. I don't know, somewhere in the number, right? But we've done a lot, and I'm very thankful for it. But this is the last time you're going to see, at least in this setup, the towel and the state championship medallion and of course the tiger flag here. Not saying we won't have it up where we're going, but we'll just be in a different place, right? We'll be in an office. We'll look more professional, just like we do with all of the coaches that have jumped on here. And it's bittersweet just because, I'm leaving home, right? And if you've ever moved for a job, you probably feel the same way. You understand what's going on, right? I'm currently, I stopped what I'm doing packing-wise because I need to record all these episodes and record all of these things, so that way I can focus on that and I can start taking down these things so I can get it in a bag or in a box or whatever's going on. So I took the time today to just kind of throw not only my appreciation towards everybody who's listening, who has listened to these, who watches these, anybody who's new to the show, right, and this is your first time watching. We have X amount of videos from, ranging back to 2023. I believe 2023. Yeah, it had to be 2023. And, you have a bunch of different coaches from all over, from every level, from high school all the way up to Division I coaches that have joined the show. And, the show's only going to get bigger and better, to be honest with you. I'm really hoping that this summer and some things that we're going to be correlating with, I should say, to the end of this year, really going to have maybe some in-person stuff, maybe some cool setups, some cool ideas for some coaches in a different space. But, yeah, it's bittersweet just because I am moving and there's a lot of things, obviously memories, not only in this house, but also this is where the show started, right? Like it started, honestly, my very first episode, I did it from my bed. Like it sounds crazy, and that's why I don't like that first episode. But if you went back and listened to the first one with my very first guest, Cody, I literally called him and was like, hey, you want to be on a podcast? And I did it from my bed, laying down, talking to him like an interview. Didn't know how to podcast, didn't really know how the flow worked, didn't know how any of that worked. And slowly but surely got better. And I'm still not the best where I could be, honestly. But it is a work in progress. But if you went back and listened to that, and I know some coaches have, they've said they went back and tried to listen from the beginning. I always laugh. I'm like, go listen to it. You're not going to make it through because it was really not good. But, and that's partially why I didn't promote it as much. If you guys have only heard about us this year or late last year, it's because we didn't really promote the first season because I wasn't a huge fan of how it went. But shout out to Coach Camp from previously St. Andrews. He was also the guy who was going to bring me out there to coach his women's team. Shout out to you if you're listening to this, because without you and our conversation at the end of 2024, I wouldn't have got back into podcasting, and who knows where I would be on this level. And so I appreciate you and everything that you've done. And speaking of appreciation, right, I appreciate everybody who's listening and who's put time in to watch these episodes. It's obviously not over. This is not a goodbye, obviously. There might be an episode next week. Like, I don't know. But for now, I just want to let you guys know kind of an update. I am now a college coach, and it's an amazing feeling. We're still going to be doing the same things, just different situations, different space. But, yeah, it's amazing. I look back at our time together, and, it's an amazing feat of what we've been able to do, what we've been able to produce. Not only the mass amount we've had, but the style and the amount of high level coaches to join the show is outstanding. Especially because we, from where we started to now, is crazy. And it's only going to get better. We're really going to try to get different levels of coaches. Different sports on here. As you guys have seen, we've had rodeo, we've had golf, we've had soccer, we've had basketball, we've had wrestling. What else have we had on here? Those are the main ones: softball, baseball, right? We were in works of we almost had a swimming coach on here. Some things happened with her and her career, and so she's no longer at that school, but we almost had a swimming coach on here. Esports. There's all these things that we're going to keep on going for, and obviously going to try to get to a high level. And the flow of these episodes will get better. My goal is to stop having so many filler words, right, with the or absolutely, or some of those things that I do in a conversation that I listen to and I'm like, man, that's like, it's okay to do it, but I kind of have a high, there's a little bit more than there should be, in my opinion, there. But it's okay. We're going to get better. The show's going to get better. And it's only going to go up from here. Even though it's going to be a different space, different level, hopefully the quality gets better. Hopefully some of the things that my goals, for this show continue to get better and continue to grow and get to a point where we can do this, to where we get to go and really experience life with this podcast and get to meet different coaches in person. And that's one of my ultimate goals. So I appreciate everybody who's been listening. Like I said, it's not a goodbye, but it's more of an appreciation for everybody who's listened to this, who has spent time just being a part of it, really, because it wouldn't be here without the people who listen to it. And it's really not like, we're not getting 1 million views an episode. We're not getting 1 million, followers, things like that. But there are some people on here who are consistent, who listen to it every week. There are people who share it every week, and we've gained more and more, views and things like that. And, it's just it's amazing. It really is. And for coaches who are, who like listening to podcasts, who like to listen to whys and stuff like that, hopefully you guys understand, that this stuff is definitely more like this. Like, I guess the best way to put it is, understanding these whys and why people do it is amazing. But throughout these episodes, you hopefully have started to see more and more schematic questions, more and more questions that kind of lean into more of a not so consistent, each time type of conversation. Like, we still hit the same foundation points, but trying to add more and more flair to it with conversation pieces that kind of feed into those sports is kind of what the goal is. And so yes, the future looks bright, not only for hopefully my career coaching wise, but also my the career of this show. And so, without you guys, I couldn't do it. And so I'm just very thankful and very blessed. And that's the point of this right here, is to let you guys know that I appreciate each and every one of you guys. The show's not over yet, but it is going to be in a different place, different spot. And it's just one of those things where it's going to be a different world the next few months and next year or so, and hopefully we can keep going, right? Like, I have a really cool idea, hopefully that works out for the next few episodes you guys may see. So we're going to see if they work out and pan out. If they don't, so be it. But if you see something different and it's different, then that the the goals happen. So but with that being said, guys, I think it's time for me to sign off. It is a little bittersweet, of course, that this is my last show from this location, from this setup, with these banners and these things behind me. Even when we first started in the room that had the blue and red wall, right? Different. It's crazy, but nothing but love. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully, if you guys have any questions, or if you guys want to follow the journey of the coaching journey, you guys can go follow CASC Women's Wrestling, or just CASC Wrestling, I should say. We are going to be branching off and having our own social media, hopefully this year. But go follow, see what we do. You can follow me on social media, Coach Kason9 on IG. I have X, as well as you can follow the show on any of those as well. So, but with that being said, guys, again, thank you guys so much for all of your time over the last 8-10 months. Thank you guys so much for staying consistently with listening. Coaches who are listening to this, who have been on the show before, thank you guys again for being a part of the show. And I hope to get you guys back on if you are listening to this. And if you guys do, if you liked it, hopefully we can get you on. And, hopefully you guys have seen kind of what the second episode looks like. A lot more schematics, a lot more about the sport. And it's truly an amazing episode on the second one. So, but thank you guys so much again. I keep saying thank you guys, but it really is thank you. And it's not a goodbye, but it is till next time. Shouldn't be long. Hopefully we have some episodes, right after this. Hopefully I have some coming up next Sunday. We'll see. But if not, so be it. You guys will obviously get another update if it's not. But just wanted to give you guys all an update to understand why the next few episodes are going to be in a different position. Why you guys did hear the announcement of the coaching opportunity. So yeah, it's amazing. So I appreciate you guys so much, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.